Welcome back. When it comes to making reliable power, piston rings are one of the unsung heroes in the engine. We'll discuss the issues they face and how CSO-spec ring packs solve them inside high-output McLaren engines on this episode of Cannonball's McLaren Engines 101. Early in our engine development program, it became evident that the OE pistons are actually very robust. We found that for most applications, they're up to the task. Leaving no stone unturned, we also took a close look at the factory rings and decided that there were improvements to be made. At the core of every internal combustion engine is the seal between the piston rings and the cylinder wall. And if you remember from our sleeve discussion, the OE sleeve leaves a lot to be desired when it comes to strength. Under high cylinder pressures, those sleeves distort and take on an out-of-round barrel shape. Now think about what the piston rings are being asked to do. They're trying to seal against a cylinder that's no longer round or straight. When the rings cannot fully conform to the cylinder, you lose power, you burn oil, and you introduce excessive blow-by into the crankcase. This not only compromises the oil's ability to protect the engine, it also affects the entire performance of the oiling system. We reached out to the best in the industry and partnered with Total Seal to dial in on an ideal ring combination to work with the OE pistons while compensating for the limitations of the factory sleeves. Total Seal brings more than 50 years of race-winning high-performance experience to the table. They designed some of the best performing piston rings in the world, and that expertise allowed us to create a setup that improves sealing, reduces blow-by, and increases power. This was not an off-the-shelf solution. It was multiple iterations tested with deliberate engineering decisions based on real-world engine behavior. Designed to work with the limitations of the OE sleeves and in engines with our upgraded CSO sleeves. This is a perfect example of how Cannonball approaches engine development. We don't just replace parts just for the sake of it. We identify the real limitations and engineer targeted solutions that make the entire system work better. That's the difference between your engine being assembled by a builder and one being engineered by Cannonball. The choice is yours. Thanks for watching.